this is Neosha, and I wanted to bring to you a very special occasion for me today. Today marks my 1 year anniversary since I took a major leap of faith. This time last year, I up and quit my job. It wasn't nothing big. I was working in a sports store last. I was in footwear, and I didn't do nothing. I was the regular old retail girl, and I I just didn't have any sort of fulfillment in what I was doing. And I was contemplating for so long, on what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go in my life, and how I was going to get there. So I kind of had like a little mini chit chat with myself one night, and I was just like, okay, I want to do this. I don't want to wake up every morning and drag myself to work, force myself to clock in, force myself to stay awake and do what I got to do to get this little paycheck. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be told when I can and can't leave work. I don't want to be told when I can't go and handle family issues and things like that. So it got to a point where I guess the final straw for me at my last job was basically when I was told that I couldn't leave due to a family emergency. And then my paycheck was like sugar honey iced tea. It was crap. I didn't get nothing. I remember so vividly the paycheck that I had from working those miserable hours. That check was $150. That was the lowest check I have ever received in my life. Okay. And I don't know, it just killed me. Like, I didn't like that. I wanted so much more than just being there and working and, doing the same thing over and over and over again. So, I woke up one morning. I think I was off. Either I was off or I was supposed to come in. I think I was off though. Um, I called up to the job and I was basically like, so I don't want to work here anymore. I found something better. I didn't sit there and be like, okay, well, better is not an actual job. Better was actually me doing for myself and me putting myself out there and taking a leap of faith and doing it on my own. I wanted to make my own money. So after that, I got into what people will call MLM, multi-level marketing. Um, I was working with MCA for a hot minute. I had no clue what I was doing. Um, I had no clue how to go about getting amazing numbers and volumes of sales. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just knew it was an opportunity for me to make extra income. So, I didn't have a plan B. It was just like, well, let me go ahead and put myself out here and make it happen. So that's what I did. I went out and I just started, referring the service to people, referring the news to people. Um, I've made a few sales, blah, blah, blah. Then I got to a point where I wanted to move forward. I ended up getting into something else. I started making money from these different CPA offers and my blog and all that other stuff. And I was still learning. I was just getting the sales part down as far as, just working off commission and things like that. So, throughout that whole little period of time where I was, beginning stages, I was learning, I was, connecting with a whole slew of different people. Like, these people were completely different from the normal people that I'm used to seeing, on my Facebook or whatever. These people were, entrepreneurs, people that worked from home, that did internet marketing, that did MLM, that did things that I did. So started communicating with a lot of those people. A lot of people I kind of backed away from because either they were like con artists, and I was even scammed out of my own money. like for real. And one of the programs that I was in, the very first time that I got in it, under this guy who happens to be one of the top earners in the company now, go figure, he actually was money hungry. I'm not gonna call out any names, but you know, it is what it is. He pretty much wanted me to get in and spend every single dime of cash that I had in my bank account at that very moment, and said, hey, you spend it today, you'll make it back tomorrow. Okay, I might not know everything about this, but I'm not stupid. So I ended up leaving that, and I said I was going to come back a few months later and get back into it, which I did. And I stayed in there for a few months. But then I still wasn't satisfied. I wasn't happy. And it wasn't, you know, oh, lack of success and blah, blah, blah. It was just basically, I want something different, something I actually enjoy doing, you know. So, you know, throughout the years, I've actually been into the whole art thing, the graphic design, and all of that fancy stuff. So I decided to restart my own little graphic business, and this time I really took what I learned throughout the past few months of those years to this year, and take what I learned and put it into my little graphic design business, you know. And since doing that, it has really helped. Like the things I've learned from email marketing to having campaigns and how to deal with customers, how to make a sale, how to, you know, build those relationships with the people who are wanting what you're offering. And I've learned all of that in the past year with, you know, having to make the income myself. You know, I didn't have a 9 to 5 to rely on. I didn't have a schedule in my hand. It was like, okay, so what am I gonna do to make my money? So you kind of have to be, or no, you do have to be a quick thinker. You have to be someone who stays on their toes. And you know, there are more people that are doing better than me. There are also people that are doing worse than me. So I'm just glad that I've been able to take everything that I've learned so far and implement it into what I'm doing right now. So being that today has been 1 year since it happened, I'm so proud of myself, and I'm happy to say that my little design consulting business is doing well. I can only get better. I'm excited to see how better everything gets. You know, I'm happy about it. My blog has been doing better. I've been making more income from my blog. I've been making more income from, you know, of course, the business that I'm growing. I'm also doing trainings that, you know, people are paying for and things like that. Like I'm excited. Like I'm doing things that make me feel good, things that make me happy, things that I'm able to see help other people. Like it's a lot of stuff and videos that I've done months ago that people still come to me about today. Like, oh, I came across your video on YouTube, blah blah blah. You know, it really helped me and things like this. Like I'm super excited. Like I love when I get things like that. You know. So outside of, you know, any of the negative and all of that, you know, I've taken the negative and I've turned into positives. I've taken the knowledge I've gained, the knowledge I, you know, have since then added to, and I've just expanded from that, and I'm happy. I'm happy about that. Very proud of myself. Very proud. Like I've, you know, ran across people who believed in me. It was great, you know, getting into people like that, being in a different sort of circle of friends, circle of associates, and things like that. But sometimes not everybody's words, you know, in this business will do as it's supposed to do. But sometimes you kind of have to go against the grain and what other people think, because people don't know you better than you know yourself. You know, I can take as much advice as possible, but I can take heed to it. But if it's not something that I want to do at the moment, they can't make you do it. They can't force you to do it. You kind of have to go out and find your own path, pretty much. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm still doing. Um, so far, I'm doing well. I'm happy about that. I am. Um, What else? I really think that's all. I'm just super excited to be have made it to 1 year. I didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. There were a few days where I would probably sit and cry and wonder okay, how am I going to get the money for this? Where is the money going to come from that? So to be in a place where it's like, yeah, things are very possible and miracles do happen. Like, there have been times where I had no clue where my income was going to come from, but then it's like all of a sudden some sudden burst of money just seems to pop up out of nowhere, and that's taking care of whatever the issue was. So it's like, wow. And it would happen often. It's happened more than once to me. So there's definitely something special going on here. But yes, this one year has been one of the best that I've had, the ups and the downs. Like, I've gone through some failures, I've gone through some disappointments or whatever, but I've also had a few achievements and successes. So I'm very proud of myself. Like, I've made the most money I've ever made, alone, on my own, wow. So it's kind of like, wow. I didn't know if it was really possible, but I'm one of those people. It's kind of like, you never know until you try it. And if I try something and I don't like it, then I don't like it. Okay, people can tell me all day long, oh, well, you just gotta get out there and get it. If this is not what I want to do, it's not what I want to do. I know I'm gonna need the basics for it, but I'd rather put that time and energy into something that's gonna actually be something I enjoy. I don't just want to have to settle for one thing and like, oh, just wait to see what happens. I'm pretty sure whatever I set my mind to, I can do it. And it's the same thing for anyone else out there. And I feel like if you're one of those people who feel you deserve more, you want more, you can't, be hanging on the fence about things. You kind of have to go out there and do it. If you want to make more money while you're working a job, go out there and make more money while you're working a job. And I have this little thing now that I'm constantly saying is like, you're either gonna come sit at the table or be thrown on the plate. So that's how I now feel about a lot of things. If you want what you want, you can go out there and get it. Whatever energy you put into it is the energy and the achievements and the rewards that you get out of it. Being an entrepreneur, period, is not something that will be easy. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat anything. It can get pretty hard. You'll get confused, lost, frustrated. You'll probably hate life for a minute. But it's definitely well worth it once you start seeing the fruits of your labor actually flourish. And you start seeing the seeds that you planted months ago or however long ago, finally come into a fruition. And it's like, it's a good feeling. It's a really good feeling. And I wish there were more and more people that were more willing to, do what I did. Just up and quit your job. You just say up and quit your job, But I also understand that a lot of people can't do that because, hey, they have priorities. Probably have bills to pay. You have a house. Probably got some kids. You just don't want to up and quit it. But then again, it depends, because anybody can do what I did. Anybody can do what some millionaire did. Billionaires and millionaires are being made every day, and I have no doubt in my mind that I will soon be one of those people, and I'm really looking forward to it. But if you're watching this video and you would like to connect with me, you want to learn more about me, you want to learn how I actually went about this wonderful year and making things happen, here and there, and really meeting the goals that I did set out for myself this time last year, then all of my information will be below. Feel free to shoot me a message, hit me up on the blog or wherever. I am always available to connect with anybody. So with that being said, I will see you all in another video. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter if you haven't done so already. I send out emails ever so often to kind of keep you updated on what I'm doing and things like that. My website will also be back up pretty soon, so you might want to keep note and tabs on that. But yeah, I will be seeing you all later.